Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of PolitiBrawl Reactions with Olivia Rondo. Today, we got President Donald Trump's 100 Days interview with ABC News. Let's get going, because you know he's going to give it to him. So let's roll the tape.
But does that give you the right to go after your political opponents with the powers of this office?
I'm going after, all I'm doing, hey, Biden did something to me, and I did something to Biden. And you know why I did it? Because he's grossly incompetent. That's not a man that should be allowed to, be looking at things that are very confidential.
But what about,
because
he didn't, 71
here's
people
a man that used an auto pen to sign very important documents. Now, who really is, do you think he knew that they were using an auto pen? I mean, he used an auto pen to sign very, very important documents. And so those are really the questions you should be asking. What do you think of the auto pen? Who wielded the auto pen? Because whoever that person was, think of it, whoever the person that wielded the auto pen, he was really the president of the United States. Because I don't think that Biden knew anything about it.
Okay, this guy keeps trying to cut Trump off from his main point here, but I think he's saying that he's only retroactively doing things to protect himself because the Biden administration came after him so heavily. I mean, let's not forget, during Trump's first time in office, he was, I think, incorrectly impeached. There was multiple impeachment attempts against him. He was obviously not removed from office, but Democrats tried to impeach him multiple times. The Biden administration went after him. New York district attorneys, Georgia district attorneys, they went after him. It's just like, okay, is it weaponizing his office against people who did him wrong, or is it just protecting himself? And yeah, to his point that this ABC journalist keeps trying to cut him off from, is that, was Biden even really the president? I really don't think so. And I think even Dr. Jill Biden knew. I think there was a little bit of elder abuse there. And the auto pen thing, for people who don't know, it's literally a machine that politicians have that recreates their signatures on important documents. So it came out that Biden was using this machine for many, many important things that he signed, and didn't even know he was signing it. I think it's now very clear to most people, including Democrats, because now you have CNN's Jake Tapper is out here saying, oh, there was a big cover-up of Biden's mental health. Well, we knew it back then, okay? We knew it when he was on the campaign trail in 2019 and 2020, but I digress. Really, who was the president? I think most people agree now that he was not mentally fit. He was mentally ill during that time. And yeah, Trump is right to bring it up. Let's keep rolling.
Fair enough. But you are the president now, and I'm asking the justification for going after people you don't like.
No. People that I think are dishonest. It's not that I don't even know most of them. They're people that I think are dishonest.
These people made you angry.
No, it's not anger. These are people that I think are very dishonest. I don't think they're worthy of being able to go into top secret information. I think that's fine.
Okay, so here's what the guy is mad about, is because Trump has been revoking classified and top secret security clearances for people who did him wrong, including people in the last administration that worked under him. There's a former CISA director, Christopher Krebs, who went out against him and made a public statement from the CISA office when Trump was running for re-election the first time, saying this was the most secure election ever and anything is misinformation if you think that it has been fraudulent or stolen and whatever. And there's obviously a lot of debate regarding the 2020 election. Personally, when I was working in a Pennsylvania local GOP office, there's a video up that I did about this on my own YouTube channel 5 years ago, but I personally saw low levels of election fraud. So to say that wasn't widespread enough to maybe tip the results of an election, I do think it's plausible, honestly. But anyway, so Christopher Krebs says a statement from his CISA office, from his role in the Trump administration, saying that it's misinformation to call it unsafe or maybe like a suspicious election. And so he used his place as a security official, as one of the top security officials in the Trump administration, the previous Trump administration, to go against President Donald Trump. And so now President Donald Trump and his new administration has revoked Christopher Krebs' security clearance and called for a deep dive into everything he did when he was in that office. I don't think that's him going after people that he just doesn't like. That's him going after people who may have misused their office for nefarious things and accuse them of spreading misinformation. Sorry, I'm getting heated, y'all. Let's keep going.
And Biden did that with many of our people. But when you look at it, these are people that I don't think are worthy. That's my decision. It's not a question of anger.
Okay. I understand you just had a phone call with the new Canadian premier, and they just had this election.
Yeah.
You were a big issue in it, and Canadians, many of them, are really angry, furious about your talk about we're going to take over Canada, is going to become the 51st
That's
state. And it kind of is of a piece. A lot of travel is down into the United States from around the world. It feels
great.
like there's been reputational
The country's
damage.
doing great.
Well,
Prices are down.
not the tourism.
Gasoline's down. Energy's down.
I like that he just cut him off right there and said, we're doing great. We're actually doing great. And, unlike these little countries around the world, America does not really rely on tourism as a major source of income. It's like we don't need Canadian dollars. I'm so sorry. And I love Canadian people. I've been to Canada several times. It doesn't really matter if we offend them. Like, as a country, as a government, politically wise, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter.
Tourism is going to be way up. Wait till you see the numbers. The tourism is way up.
Not now.
Now, Canada, tourism's doing very well. We're doing very well. We're doing very well. Wait till you see the real numbers come out in 6 months from now. Wait till you see the numbers.
But do you
They're gonna
think,
be
I'm going to
very
ask you,
good.
if I may, do you think the reputation of the United States has gone down under your presidency?
No, I think it's gone way up, and I think we're a respected country again. We were laughed at all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, couldn't walk down a flight of stairs, couldn't walk across a stage without falling. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news.
All right. Thank you.
And by the way, ABC is one of the worst. I have to be honest with you.
Wait. Why did he? I mean, I know why, but that is hilarious. I mean, we're sitting in the Oval Office. You've been given the opportunity of a lifetime to interview the sitting president of the United States. All you do is say, "Don't you think that people don't like America anymore because of you?" And he just sits in your face and tells you, "ABC sucks. ABC is the worst." That's so funny. But also, to Trump's point, do you think that other countries, and I'm not talking about Canada, I'm not talking about Western people with Western sensibilities who are never going to come after us. No, I'm talking about Iran and China. Do you think that Iran and China felt intimidated or felt like they could respect the United States' power when, like Trump said, Biden is falling all over the place, stumbling all over the place, cannot even read off of a cue card, needs cue cards to tell him where to stand and when to leave the podium? I mean, that was just ridiculous. It was such an embarrassing 4 years for this nation. And then former Vice President Kamala Harris just cackling like a banshee everywhere. It was just ridiculous. We needed a force of strength, somebody that could show power, which Trump has done, which Trump proved that he could do in his previous administration, and he's doing it again. I'm sorry. I'm still reeling from him saying ABC is trash. Okay, let's keep going. I kind of want to see the journalist's reaction.
Thank you for the opinion, but more importantly, thank you for having us here. I have one more question. It's a big one. It's a question that a lot of people have out there. What do you say to people who are concerned you are seizing too much power and becoming an authoritarian president like we haven't had before?
No, I would hate them to think that. I'm doing one thing. I'm making America great again. We have a country that was failing. We have a country that was laughed at all over the world. We had a leader that was grossly incompetent. He should have never been there. The election was rigged. He should have never been there. Our country suffered greatly, and now our country's coming back like nobody can believe. I have editorials just today where they're saying they've never seen anything like it. They love it. Our country's coming back, and we're respected again.
And that's the video. That's what I have for you folks. A few thoughts on Trump's conclusion here is that, ABC and a lot of other outlets, they're trying to paint him as a very angry man. This guy keeps saying, "Oh, but aren't you doing this out of anger? Didn't it make you mad? Are you making these policy changes and calling for investigations and revoking security clearances out of anger?" I think Trump is speaking very softly, especially in the conclusion. And he's a very even-keeled guy, even though he said something bad about ABC, which I think that's well within his right to attack the mainstream media after years and years and years of false accusations of racism, sexism, authoritarianism is the main one here. I don't see how you can consider Trump to be an authoritarian by any dictionary definition of the word. I don't think you can point to another authoritarian leader in history or in this world and be like, here are the exact side-by-side comparisons with Trump. They're the exact same. I really don't think that's an honest question to even ask. You know, we have people yelling about due process when lawfare, activist judges, district judges in random states and random counties across America are trying to be the like mini presidents almost and stop Trump's deportation flights, return deportees back to the United States. It's like ridiculous. So that's authoritarianism to me, is forcing illegal migrants on the American people when we don't want it. And I feel like I talk about this kind of in every reaction video that I do, but illegal immigration, it was personally my biggest voter issue, I believe, in this past election. And I would venture to guess, probably almost a third of Americans probably felt the same way. It's probably my illegal immigration in the economy was why they voted for Donald Trump. And it's like, okay, this whole authoritarianism nonsense compared to Biden, compared to what happened during the COVID lockdowns, I don't care. I really don't give a crap. Because I know, you know, Trump was handed, he saw the beginning, he handled the beginning of the COVID pandemic. I think that he did, frankly, make a lot of mistakes there. But by the time that Biden was in office and, you know, in the beginning of 2021, and we're still seeing mandates and stuff, and we've already seen a whole year, almost a year, of how COVID was really kind of a bad cold or a flu, and it's pretty much endemic, and now we know it's endemic. But the way that Biden handled COVID, it was just madness. It was really just madness. So like that was really authoritarianism to me. And yeah, if I had the opportunity to sit in the Oval Office and interview President Trump, these are just not the questions I would be asking, and I would be ashamed of this video. I would be ashamed of the president saying to my face he does not like my publication because of the terrible coverage that we've done on him. So that is my take on today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction, and leave me your reaction in the comments, and I'll see you next time on another PolitiBrawl reaction video.